The district manager job is the most difficult job in the franchise industry. Yes, it is above, in my opinion, that of a CEO of a company. And there are many reasons for that. And so in today's episode, I'm going to share with you the 6 reasons why the district manager is the most difficult position and what you can do about it so that you can help your district managers be more effective and efficient at their job. I remember when I was a director of operations and took over my largest region of over 60 restaurants across 3 states. And one of the first questions that I had when I got over the position was, who is next in line? And the reason I asked that question is because we had an opportunity or an opening for a district manager. We had 7 district managers and one of the positions was open. And when I talked to my trainer and the HR and other district managers, the answer was no one. And I'm thinking, how is it possible that no one is ready out of over 60 restaurants to take over that position? And the reason they said that was because there had been no preparation for the next in line, and they all knew how difficult that position is to fill. And the reason why it's so difficult is because of these 6 reasons. So let me go ahead and get started on the 6 reasons why the district manager position is so difficult and what you can do about it. The first reason why the district manager position is so difficult to be able to be successful at, it's because it's a completely different job than the one they had before. You see, usually the person that is promoted into the district manager position was a prior general manager or a unit manager. And that position is completely different to that of a district manager. As a unit manager, your job is to execute the business and brand systems every single day. As a district manager, your job is to inspire the people that are executing the business and brand systems every single day. So execution versus inspiration is 2 completely different set of skills. And while being a manager is a great base for you to become a good district manager, it definitely does not guarantee success. So that is the first reason why the district manager position is such a hard position, because it is completely different of that of the manager position that they held before. So let's go to the second reason why the district manager position is such a challenging position. And that is because in this position, you are supposed to be completely self-direct. Now, let me explain. As a unit manager, 80 to 90% of what you do is dictated by day-to-day operations. For example, what you do every day depends on when do you open and when do you close. You take care of customers, you take care of your employees, you making schedules, you ordering product, you are taking care of customer issues, you are taking care of cleanliness and maintenance and preparation and customer service delivery, etc., etc. So literally everything that you do as a unit manager is dictated by day-to-day operations that are decided by the brand and the business that you're managing. So there's really not much decisions. However, the district manager position, 100% is dictated by what you decide you're going to do every hour, every day, every week, and every month. And here is the huge difference. When you are a unit manager, you know exactly what to do and what you're expected to do. When you're a district manager, you have to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, with whom you're going to do it, for how long you're going to do it, and the way that you're going to do it. That is why this district manager position is so challenging, because again, the position before that did not prepare you to be able to make these decisions appropriately. The third reason why the district manager position is such a challenge is because you must create remote influence. When you're a unit manager, you are with your team every hour that you're working. You are working side by side, you're talking to them, you are, having a personal relationship with them, you are coaching, you're guiding them all the time. So the way that you influence your team is by being present with them. As a district manager, the way that you influence and motivate your team is by short period of time that you're spending with them, and in the hope that when you're not present, you're still in some way influencing what they're doing every day in the business. And being able to have the skill to do that type of influence is really a completely different skill. It's influencing someone when you are literally standing next to each other. Part of that influence that these district managers and unit managers must have is by building a relationship with this team. You need to build trust, you need to build confidence, you need to build loyalty. And usually this requires time. And when you're a district manager, you don't have the luxury of time. You have to be able to build that influence and be able to build that relationship in a short period of time in a way that when you're not there, you still in the back of their head telling them what they should be doing, what they should not be doing. And hopefully you are able to have the skill necessary to be able to influence them even when you are not there. And that is why this is the third reason why being a district manager is so difficult. The fourth reason why being a district manager is so difficult is because of the distance between the teams. Yes, you're spending a little time with them, but why? Because they're far away from each other. So you have to be able to figure out how to manage your time and the distance between the units in a way that you spend less time driving and more time with the people in the units. Not only building those relationships that we talk about, but also being able to assess and supervise and audit and observe the execution of the business and brand systems in the units. And so the distance between the units is what makes it so challenging, because you're going to spend a lot of time in the road going and coming back from visiting the units. And so that distance between your units is going to be a challenge. The more units that you have, the more distance between them, the less time you can spend in them, and the less time you're able to do the work that needs to be done. And the reason why being able to be so effective at what you do when you're there is so important for a district manager. This is a very important skill that a district manager must have to be able to be successful as a district manager. The fifth reason why being a district manager is such a challenging position is because every single unit has a different social ecosystem. You know, it always said that the unit manager is the most important position in a franchise industry, and I agree. And I also agree that being a district manager is the most difficult. The reason that being a unit manager is so important is because these men and women are the ones that are going to determine that social ecosystem that's happening within the unit, since they're the ones that are there all the time. And so as a district manager, you need to be able to understand human behavior and human personalities and human desires and wants and needs for motivation, because each social ecosystem has a different type of personality, not only by the manager that's being led, but by every member of that team. And so as a district manager, you need to have the skill to be able to be aware of how we are all different and how we need to be so that we can motivate and inspire each of those people in all of those units that are so different from each other. This requires a very special skill and ability, and is different from the one that you will have when you are in the unit spending hours and hours with the team members. You need to be able to determine this social ecosystem, these personalities and skills and development and coaching in a very short period of time, because you have several units and they're all far away. And so being able to have the ability to understand these social ecosystems in a quickly way or not is what makes this district manager job so challenging for these men and women promoted into that position. And that brings me to the sixth reason why this position is such a challenge. And that is that every single one of the units that you are being given has a different business need. Some units may have an issue with sales. Other units may have issues with labor costs. Other units may have issues with cost of goods. Other ones might be turnover. Other ones might be cleanliness. Other ones might be customer service. I think you get the point, right? Every single unit has different needs, different challenges, different opportunities, and the district manager needs to have the skills and ability to be able to address each and every one in a different way. And that's another reason why being a district manager is so challenging, because as you are thinking of each of your units, you need to adapt and refocus on whatever that unit specifically is needing. So as you can see, it is such a challenge to be a district manager. And one of the things that I always wonder, how is it possible that someone can get promoted into the position of district manager without proper training? And this happens every day, all of the time. How many times, we have seen people that were super GMs, excellent managers at the units. And because of that, they say, you know what? You are the next in line into the district manager position. And of course, the unit managers are excited and optimistic and and proud that they get to go to the next level. They get to make more money and they have a better, higher title. And yet here we are giving them the position without the skills necessary to be successful. So why do we do that? We do that because we have a need, and we do that because we have a want. And what do I mean by that? We need someone to take over the supervision of those units. And for that reason, we promote people before they are prepared. And the want is that we want to have freedom. The next level, whether you are a franchisee with multi-units and you want to be able to have a district manager because you want your freedom, you're going to be able to promote, or you decide to promote the unit manager that is ready, because you need to fill that position and you want to have your freedom back. And that is why many men and women get promoted into this position. It is so sad because many of them are not successful. Many of them eventually, probably within months, get to regret that promotion, but they do what they have to do to overcome the lack of skills and knowledge to be able to stay there and keep that title and money that they now deserve, that now they have gotten because they deserve it because of the performance before that. So if you are a direct supervisor or a franchisee that has district managers with 4 or more units and you have not given them the training necessary to be successful, I hope that you have super district managers with great experience that have gone through the learning curve to figure it out, or that you have a whole bunch of super GMs that are super experienced and able and capable to do the job, even if the district manager doesn't have the skills to lead them the right way. Because if one or both of these things are not true, you are probably leaving a lot of money on the table and you are probably burning out your district manager. So if you do have these district managers, these men and women that were promoted without this training, that they are not super GMs, that they are not super district managers, and they don't have a whole bunch of super GMs, but you know that they need the training so that they can be successful, and you're looking for a way to give them that information, I would like for you to consider the American Franchise Academy. We have developed a multi-unit leadership certification program just for men and women like that, which is probably the majority of district managers in the industry. In this program, we provide these district managers the knowledge, the tools, and the resources that they need to be successful. So if you'd like to learn more about our program, all you need to do is visit us at theamericanfranchiseacademy.com or directly go to the page leadafa.com, and in there you will be able to learn more about our multi-unit leadership certification program. Hope that this opened your eyes to how difficult and important this district manager position is, and that you consider our program to give those amazing men and women the tools that they need to be successful. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.